Hi, I'm Scott, and this is another episode of What's on My Bench. Today we're going to talk about the next stage in rifle reloading, which is going to be prime and powder charge. So we're going to add a primer to each of the cases, and then we're going to give each of the cases powder charge based on the load that we're trying to develop. And then after that, we'll go ahead and load up the bullet, but that'll be in the next episode. So for this one, we're going to use a couple of different tools. We're going to use first the Frankford Arsenal hand primer. I prefer to hand prime simply because you can feel if the primer is being seated correctly or not, and it assists in catching mistakes that will either damage the primer or cause a unintended explosion of the primer. And then the other tool we're going to use is the Frankford Arsenal IntelliDropper powder charge unit. So we'll start off by priming. Like I said, I'm going to use the Frankford Arsenal Perfect Seat hand primer, and the way that works is it's a hand priming tool that accepts a primer tray. So to fill up this primer tray, you just drop the primers in here and shake it until they're all facing up. Close the lid back on and then seat it in the priming tool just like that. Take your case, slide it into the shell holder, and then you want to tip it a little bit forward so the primers feed. Press firmly and you'll feel the primer seat. There's an adjustment ring on the front of the tool that allows you to adjust the primer seating depth. So the next step is to run a powder charge for each of the cases that have been primed now. The way we're going to do that is we're going to use the Frankford Arsenal IntelliDropper to get us the exact charge that we want. In this case, like I've marked on here, just so I can keep track of it, it's 300 blackout subsonic load, which uses 12 grains of the Hodgdon CFE black and a 220 grain projectile, which is a Sierra hollow point boat tail. So that's my subsonic load that I've been using for 300 blackout, and that's what we're going to do today. So to do this, we're going to load the charge up here, and then we're going to use this Frankford Arsenal funnel, powder funnel, with inserts for the exact caliber that we need. In this case, because it's 300 blackout, you're talking about neck size. In this case, it's 308, 30 caliber. We put the proper neck size in the bottom of the funnel and we're ready to go. And the way I do this, just to ensure that I've not overcharged anything or undercharged anything, I make sure I have a light that I can see into the cases, and then I put the powder funnel, just set it on top of the next case to be charged. And the way the Frankford Arsenal IntelliDropper works is it has an auto mode, which I use all the time. Once you've entered the charge that you want, so in this case we're going to do 12 grains, so we're going to punch in 12, and then we're going to change the mode to auto. What auto does is it will feed out the 12 grains, and as soon as it has restabilized to reading 0 grains, it'll feed out the next 12. So it allows me to get a powder charge, fill it, drop it back, and have it automatically start the next one. And then it'll keep count of the number of charges it's put out. So I'm going to go ahead and hit start on that. It'll beep. It'll set the counter to 1. Then I use my funnel to load up the charge. Pop it back on, and it'll automatically start again once it's moved to 0. And the way I keep track of this, just to double check, is I can see the powder inside the case. I can correlate where the funnel is with the count number on the charge indicator to ensure that I haven't missed one or I'm not ahead of one. So that's how I do priming and charging of rifle brass, rifle rounds. So please remember to like and subscribe and comment down below if you want to see something more specific for next time. See you then.